students, I am going to teach signals and system course. Signals and systems. Signals and systems. And I am going to cover frequency domain analysis of signals and systems. Frequency domain analysis. Frequency domain analysis of signals and systems. Frequency domain analysis of signals and systems. We have seen time domain analysis. When we are looking for time domain analysis, we have seen in that if you want to know the time domain behavior of signal, how a signal is behaving for a particular time, how a system is behaving for a particular time, at what time, what is the value of signal, for a particular time interval, how a system is behaving, that is the time domain information. When we are looking for frequency domain analysis, that means we want to know frequency information in the signal. What is the value of the signal for any particular frequency? How a system is behaving for any range of frequency or for any value of the frequency. So that is the frequency domain analysis of signal and system. We want to know frequency information in signal. We want to know behavior of system for a particular frequency or for a range of frequency. So in this topic, we will have to see the following four things. Continuous time, Fourier series. Continuous time, Fourier series. Discrete time Fourier series. Continuous time Fourier transform. Fourier transform. And discrete time Fourier transform. The following four subtopics we have to see under this category: frequency domain analysis of signals and system. In this course, we have to see following four subtopics. Out of these four, CT Fourier series and DT Fourier series. Fourier series we are going to do if the signal is periodic. For periodic signal, we will do Fourier series. If signal is CT, continuous time, then we will go for Fourier series if it is periodic. If discrete time signal is periodic, we will go for discrete time Fourier series. If signal is aperiodic, we will go for Fourier transform. CT Fourier transform if CT signal is aperiodic, DT Fourier transform if signal DT is aperiodic. So we have to see, we have to divide periodic and aperiodic. We have seen in time domain analysis, that is what periodic signals are, what aperiodic signals are. For periodic signal, we will see CT Fourier series and DT Fourier series. Later on, we will relate Fourier series to Fourier transform also, so that for even periodic signal, we can connect to the Fourier transform by introducing impulses at appropriate frequencies. So that we will see later on. First we will see CT Fourier series. In today's class, I will focus on CT Fourier series. If signal is continuous time, periodic signal, then we will go for CT Fourier series. So today's topic is CT Fourier series. CT, continuous time Fourier series. If CT signal is periodic, that is xt plus t is equal to xt. If xt plus t is equal to xt, then this signal xt is periodic and t is the period. T is the period of the signal. If xt plus t is equal to xt, then this signal is periodic and t is the period. write Fourier series for this type of periodic signals. And what are the requirement to write the Fourier series? That also we'll see that what are the conditions to be fulfilled for this CT signal to write Fourier series. For this type of periodic signal, what are the conditions to be satisfied? That also we'll see. We'll call as a Dirichlet conditions. If signal is periodic and it will follow the Dirichlet conditions, we'll see later on, then we can write Fourier series. That is Fourier series expansion for this CT periodic signals. We can write this xt, signal xt, this signal xt as sum of k minus infinity to infinity and a coefficient ak e to the power j k omega naught t. In this form we write. This is the Fourier series expansion. Fourier series expansion for CT periodic signals. Fourier series expansion of CT periodic signal. We are writing xt in terms of exponential. Two questions arise from here. Why in terms of exponential and what is the value of ak? If you are knowing the value of ak, then by help of this exponential we write xt as sum of infinite size series. So we will find the value of ak, and the first question, why we are writing it in terms of exponential? Because exponential is having eigenfunction property. Eigenfunction property means, that means if a system is there, and if you are giving the input in terms of exponential, then this output will be some, let us call lambda times, this is the eigenfunction e to the power j omega t. This is called eigenfunction property. That means if a system is excited by exponential signal, then output will be the same exponential. It is multiplied by some gain. Lambda is called gain, and this is the same eigenfunction. This is the eigenfunction. Then the output is lambda times same eigenfunction. This lambda gain is also called sometimes eigenvalue. So if we are expressing signal in terms of exponential, then output will have lambda times the same input. That means our aim will be just to find the value of this lambda. That is to find the value of this gain. To find the value of A. Next work is to find the value of A. If you know the value of AK, we can write any periodic signal xt in terms of this Fourier series if it satisfies the Dirichlet condition. We'll see the Dirichlet condition later on, as I said. Okay? Let us call this equation as equation number 1. Then we can multiply both sides. Multiply both sides of first by e to the power minus j minus n j omega naught t. I am using here integer value n. Here k is integer, value, and here n is also integer. Just to distribute from this k, I am using different notation here n, but both are integer. What this equation will be, this xt e to the power minus j n omega naught t, left side, and what will be right side? That is summation k minus infinity to infinity ak e to the power j k omega naught t and e to the power minus j n omega naught t. Now what we'll do, we'll integrate both sides. Actually, our aim to find AK, our aim is to find AK, to integrate both sides for a period T. Integrate both sides for a period T with respect to time T. Then this left side will be integral for a period T. This is xt e to the power minus j n omega naught T dt. And right side will be integral for a period T, summation k is equal to minus infinity to infinity ak e to the power j k minus n, this k minus n, and omega naught T will be as it is and with respect to T. Here integral is over period T. That means what? Its integral is 0 to T. It is 0 to T over a period T. Or you can say it is minus T by 2 to T by 2. Minus T by 2 to T by 2. That is the same thing. That's in notation we are writing. This integration is for a period T. So any period, but period total should be T. So simply we are writing this notation. That means integration is for a period T. So what this will be? Left side integral will be this for a period T xt e to the power minus j n omega naught T dt. Okay. This summation and ak. AK is not the function of T. We can take outside. We can write this k minus infinity to infinity ak, and we take integral for period T e to the power j k minus n omega naught T dt. This summation part and ak part we have taken outside because ak is constant and this is not the function of T. What will be the value of this integral? The value of this integral T e to the power j k minus n omega naught T dt, integral of this value, that will be equal to, because it is for a period T, it will equal to T if k is equal to n. If both integers are equal, k is equal to n, this value will be 0, then e to the power 0, that is 1, and with respect to dt for a duration t, it will be t. Otherwise, it will be 0. Otherwise, that means if k is not equal to n, it will be 0. This integral will be 0. Because for any other value, when k is not equal to n, we write, for example, k is 2, n is 1. So this is e to the power j, and that is omega naught t. That is omega naught t. For this period t, if we convert into cos and sine, we will be getting the value 0. So what this integral will be now? This value will be t xt e to the power minus j n omega naught t dt. Okay, and this is when k is equal to n, that is this will be an and this will be t. For all other terms will be 0. When k is equal to n, this will be non-zero, and for all other value, because all other values is giving 0 value, 0 multiplied by 0, and will sum up will get only an. Because n is equal to k, invariably we can write this as xt e to the power minus j k omega naught t dt is equal to ak and t. We can write 1 upon t integral over a period t xt e to the power minus j k omega naught t dt. This is the value of ak. So our second question was answered in Fourier series expansion. What will be the value of ak? That we got. Here k is integer. This equation is called analysis equation. So we can write as a pair Fourier, we call continuous time Fourier series pair. One will give the value of Fourier series expansion and other equation will give the value of ak. We call as a CT Fourier series pair. CT Fourier series pair. That xt is equal to summation k minus infinity to infinity ak e to the power j k omega naught t, where k is integer and what is the value of ak, and the value of ak is equal to what we obtained. The value of ak is 1 upon t integral for a period t, the signal xt e to the power minus jk omega naught t. This thing we obtained, and this integral is with respect to dt. The first equation is called synthesis equation. Synthesis equation, and second is called analysis equation. That means we can write the value of xt if we know the value of ak. If we know the value of ak, we can synthesize xt, the signal xt, in this form. This is called synthesis equation. And we can get the value of ak if xt we are having from this integration. This is called analysis equation. Where ak's are called, Fourier series coefficients. When ak's are Fourier series coefficients. If k is 0, this implies k omega naught to be 0. Then this a0 is called a0. This is called DC component coefficient. Similarly, if k is 1 or k is 2, k is 3 and so on. For k is equal to 1, this is k omega naught is equal to omega naught. This is called fundamental frequency. And for all other value of k, this k omega naught, they are called harmonics. Like k value 2, 3, 4, first harmonic, second harmonic, third harmonic, and so on. So these are called harmonics. This is called fundamental frequency, and this is called DC component coefficient, or simply DC component of the Fourier series expansion. So two equations we are having. One is synthesis equation, other is analysis equation. This is called CT Fourier series pair. If you are having AK value, you can write XT. If you are having XT value, we can write AK from this integration, from analysis equation. So this is called CT Fourier series expansion, where infinite number of terms are there. Okay. Next question is, can we write Fourier series expansion for all CT periodic signals? Next question is, can we write Fourier series expansion for all CT periodic signal? answer is no. Reason that has to be satisfied because expansion is infinite size, that must be of converging type. So convergence criteria is required, and that here it is called Dirichlet conditions. Dirichlet conditions to be satisfied. What are the Dirichlet conditions? There are three Dirichlet conditions are to be satisfied, then only we can write Fourier series expansion for CT periodic signal. Only those CT periodic signals which are satisfying Dirichlet conditions, for only those we can write Fourier series expansion, which is infinite size series. Actually we are writing this xt is equal to summation k minus np to infinity ak and e to the power jk omega naught t. We are writing xt as a sum of infinite size series. That means for every point or all, we can write this xt may or may not be equal at every point, but this difference let us call as a error signal. We'll call as a error signal. This error signal must have mean square value, that is this value must tends to 0. This value must be 0. This mean square error value should be 0. This indicates that signal must have finite energy, that is xt must have finite energy in a period. That should have finite value. Mean square error, that is mean square error of this error signal should be 0. This indicates signal should have finite energy in a period. They should have finite energy, some value, not infinite. That is, signal energy should not go to infinite. That means indirectly it indicates. So that is the first condition to be satisfied. That is for the convergence criteria. And the first condition is this: in a period energy should be finite, or in other words, it should be absolutely integrable. Over a period, this integration should be finite. It should be finite. This integral should be finite. That means inverse we can write. Signal xt should be absolutely integrable in a period. This is the first condition. This is the requirement of CT periodic signal. The first requirement, first Dirichlet condition to be satisfied before writing the signal into Fourier series expansion of infinite size. The second requirement is from integration side, that is in a period, because we are doing integration in a period. In a period, number of discontinuous points should be finite. Number of discontinuities in a period of xt should be finite. This is the second condition. Number of discontinuous points in a period of xt should be finite. And the third requirement is number of maxima and minima. maxima and minima in a period of xt should be finite. So these are the three conditions to be satisfied. These are called Dirichlet condition. First condition, signal xt should be absolutely integrable in a period. It indicates that signal is having finite energy in a period, or error signal is having mean square value 0 in a period. Second, number of discontinuity in a period of xt should be finite number of discontinuities, because we have to do integration, that number of points should be known and that should be finite. We cannot complete that integration if number of discontinuous points should be infinite. That means it should be finite. Similarly, third point, number of maxima and minima in a period should be finite. So these are the three requirements. If these three requirements are satisfied by any periodic CT signal, then we can express that CT signal in terms of Fourier series expansion of infinite number of terms. And we can compute the value of corresponding Fourier series coefficients AK from analysis equation that we have already seen. This is the Fourier series analysis of CT periodic signal. We can take one example to apply synthesis equation and analysis equation. We can take one example. We'll take one example. Let us take this signal. This signal is xt, and it is a rectangular wave minus t1 to t1. And this value is 1. This is minus t by 2 to t by 2 in a period. In a period, the signal is this rectangular and it is periodic. Like this. This is the t-axis. Similarly, this side. So signal is periodic with a period t, and from minus t1 to t1. Minus t1 to t1 its value is 1. So this is a periodic signal, and it is clearly that it is having finite energy from this and finite number of maxima, minima, finite number of discontinuity in a period. So we can write CT Fourier series, CT Fourier series expansion for xt. We can write CT Fourier series expansion for xt. That will xt will be equal to sum of k minus infinity to infinity ak e to the power jk omega naught t, because exponential signal of this form like e to j omega t is always periodic, with period t, okay, 2 pi upon omega naught, because we can check its periodicity, then we can write e to the power j omega t plus t, and that will be e to the power j omega t e to the power j omega t. That means if this omega t value, this implies if omega t is equal to 2 pi, then it is periodic. That means if this omega is equal to t or 2 pi upon t, that will indicate similarly for omega naught, if it is omega naught, then this will be this. If this is omega naught, this will be omega naught. This indicates the period t is equal to 2 pi upon omega naught, or fundamental frequency omega naught is equal to 2 pi upon t. So here this omega naught is equal to 2 pi upon t. We can write this also here. In fact, we can write as a summation k minus infinity to infinity ak e to the power j k, and omega naught we can write 2 pi upon t and t. This Fourier series expansion we can write in this form also. So this will be the Fourier series expansion for this periodic signal. This is the Fourier series expansion for this periodic signal. Now next work is to find the value of ak. Once we get the value of ak from analysis equation, our work will be completed. Then ak is the Fourier series coefficients which need to be determined here. To compute the value of ak. Okay, we want to find the value of now ak. We know ak from synthesis and from analysis equation. This is the synthesis equation. ak will be obtained from analysis equation 1 upon t integration over period t and xt e to the power minus j k omega naught t. So from this equation you can find the value of ak. What is the value of ak? If k is 0, then this value will be a0. That will be DC component. It will be 1 upon t xt value 1 e to the power minus j k omega naught t dt. K here 0. So this everything will be 0. That is 1 and 1. That is 1 upon t 1 dt. And rotation is over a period t. And signal is only non-zero from minus t1 to t1. Remember the given question, signal is having value 1 from minus t1 to t1. Here we will keep xt. The value of xt is equal to 1. K is equal to 0. K is equal to 0. E to the power 0 is 1. 1 into 1, 1. And integration is equal to dt. Over a period t. Over a period t minus t1 to t1 signal is value 1. Rest other values are 0. What this value will be? You can see 1 upon t integration t and it is minus t1 to t1. That is 2 t1. Okay? 2 t1 divided by t. This is the value of a naught. Other values we can find when k not equal to 0. When this k is equal to 0, we are getting this is the getting DC component. This is a DC component. This is a Fourier series coefficient and this is a DC component. So we just got DC component. For fundamental component and all other harmonics, we need to find the value of ak when k is not equal to 0. Same analysis equation will apply when k is not equal to 0. When k is not equal to 0, this formula ak 1 upon t, okay, minus, again this signal will be minus t1 to t1. The value of xt will be 1 e to the power minus j k. K is now not 0. K omega naught t dt. This integration you have to complete. What this value will be? This value will be 1 upon t, and what this value will be? Integral e to the power minus j k omega naught t divided by minus j k omega naught, and this value that is minus t1 to t1. Okay? You can write this minus here also. This will be 1 upon t. When you will put t1, this will be minus e to the power minus j k omega naught t1. And then this plus minus minus divided by j k omega naught. This is the value. Okay. What this value is? Twice of sine. It is in the form of e to the power this plus minus t1. This will be plus. This is in the form of e to the power plus theta, e to the power minus theta, and that is equal to twice, like e to the power theta plus j theta e to the power minus j theta divided by 2 is equal to sine theta. That we can write. Or this value is equal to twice sine theta. Twice sine theta. So this we can use here. What this will be? This will be 1 upon t. T we can write here. Twice sine, and that is k omega naught t. That is instead of theta, it is k omega naught t. Divided by, that is, it was j here. Then this is sine. Sine के साथ j, and that's why this j is absorbed here. This is equal to k omega naught. Okay, and it was t also. Here it is t1. This is t1. Okay, we can multiply by t1 and divide by t1. I am dividing by t1 and multiplying by t1, and what it will be? It will be twice t1 upon t. Twice t1 upon t, and sine k omega naught t1 divided by k omega naught t1. This is t1. That it is in the form of sine theta by theta. Sine theta by theta is called sinh theta. So this is in the form of sinh theta. What is value of AK is? AK is what? Twice t1 upon t sine, that is sinh theta. It is clear that if this value k tends to 0, that if you want value a naught from this, then that is for a naught, then you can put k equal to 0 here also. Then you can find a0 is equal to twice t1 upon t from here also, because sine theta by theta, because sine theta by theta, if theta tends to 0, this value is 1. So this will be 1, this is 2t1 by t. So here also you can get the value separately. We already obtained the DC component. We got the value of AK. Here one interesting result is to be noted, that is signal given in time domain was in rectangular form, and the value of AK, Fourier series coefficients, we got in frequency domain, that is coefficients, that in form of sinh function. That in form of sinh function. Where theta we have written, we have taken in this case, where theta is what? K omega naught t1 by, that is only this value we have taken theta, so theta leading. Okay. Now if you want to plot it, when we are finding, here we are getting the result AK as a real number. We may get this as a complex number also. Then if we are plotting AK magnitude, then it is called magnitude spectrum. We will plot magnitude, and if we plot AK, this will call angle or phase. If you want to plot with respect to K, this magnitude, then we'll call as a magnitude spectrum. Magnitude spectrum. Similarly, if we plot phase angle, we'll plot K and angle, this phase angle of AK, then this is called phase spectrum. K will be integer, negative value also, 0 is positive value, and so. In this case, we got the value of AK as a real number, so we can simply plot AK instead of plotting separately magnitude spectrum and phase spectrum. We simply plot this value of AK, and AK what it will be? AK, it is twice T1 by T sin K omega naught T1 divided by K omega naught T1. We will put the value of K here, and here we can directly plot AK. AK will be in form of sinc function, and at all integer value, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, 0, minus 1, minus 2, 1, 2, and so on. And we will have at 0 this value was twice T1 upon T. Similarly, this value will be reducing in form of sinc, and so on, depending the value of T1 and T. It will be in this form, right? In this form, it will come like this, like a sinc function is discretized in frequency domain. All component for the k is equal to 1, it is representing k omega naught in fact. So this is omega naught, this is twice omega naught, this is thrice omega naught, this is minus omega naught, minus 2 omega naught, and so on. So this is discretized frequency spectrum, and this will be in the form of sinc function. So this is important result to note here, that given time domain signal is rectangular signal, then in frequency domain we are getting sinc, and this result will be true for all type of subtopics. Whenever rectangular is in time domain, we will be getting in frequency domain a sinc function, and this sinc function is discretized because frequency components are discretized. This omega we are representing k omega naught. Initially we have used this omega into k omega naught, that we have discretized this omega axis, k omega naught, where k are integer, 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, 1, 2, minus 3, and so on. So this is the example, one example we have done on CT Fourier series. So today we have seen CT Fourier series, continuous time Fourier series. If any periodic CT signal satisfies three conditions called Dirichlet conditions, then we can write Fourier series expansion for that CT periodic signal. The Fourier series expansion xt we can write in terms of AK, that is summation k minus infinity to infinity AK e to the power jk omega naught t, and the value of AK is obtained from analysis equation. So two equations we have to remember here, one is synthesis equation and other is analysis equation, and we have done one example on that basis. Thank you.